Hi, I'm Norman Schafer, and I'm joined today by Liz Scott from Go Dirty Tours Fiji. Based in Nadi, Go Dirty Tours offers adrenaline-pumping ATV tours that carve through Fiji's breathtaking landscapes, combining action, culture, and local hospitality for an unforgettable island experience. So thanks for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Before we dive into today's episode, I want to tell you, if you've ever dreamed of experiencing one of the incredible destinations that we talk about on the show, be sure to visit farandawayadventures.com. For over 30 years, I've helped travelers discover some of the most extraordinary destinations on Earth. If this is of interest, check out the link in the description to farandawayadventures.com, and we'd be happy to make your next trip unforgettable. Well, I have to say, I had the opportunity to experience the tour just a few days ago and brought my family. It was an incredible experience, and I really wanted to get you on the podcast to talk a little bit about Go Dirty Tours.
Cool.
So I guess what inspired the creation of Go Dirty Tours Fiji, and how has it evolved since?
So originally it actually started out as a scooter rental company, which was a great product, but it became an issue when the weather was bad. People would bring scooters back. And so the owner, Anand, and his business partner were thinking of ways that you could still open up the experience of seeing Fiji in a unique way, but without having that weather problem. So that gave way to the quad bikes. And the other thing that it allowed was people, even back then, and it's a really long time ago, 25 years now, but they wanted to see more than just the resorts. And so it was like, how do we get this product out where people can actually adventure? So that's how it started.
That's cool. I love the history. And I guess there's a number of different types of tours that you offer. There's shorter ones, there's longer ones. Tell me a little bit about the different types and what makes them different.
So our most popular product is Play Dirty, which is 2 to 3 hours. That's the one you did. And as you know, that's all about just getting out there, experiencing riding in different terrains, seeing the views, and
Splashing through
puddle and let it rain. Whatever the case, we always say we do live up to our name. So Go Dirty is you'll either come back muddy or dusty, but it's very unlikely you'll come back how you left. And I mean that in more ways than one. And we also have like my personal favorite tour is our cultural discovery tour.
Yes, I think that's kind of an interesting blend.
Yeah.
You know, you're going out into nature, but then you have this cultural component that mixes.
Yeah.
And what is that one?
So this is basically mixing the quad biking with a visit to a remote community. And this is not at all a show for tourists. This is very much experiencing daily life here and village life and being a part of that. For the village that we work with, it's an opportunity. Obviously, there's economic benefits to being able to be in a position to bring tourism to them is really valuable. Mm-hmm. But it is more than that. It's also an opportunity for them to share their culture, which is something that they really like to do. And you see that from the kids who run out to greet, when the quads come up and all of the sharing that goes on. It's just a really cool way to understand the country, because those community values are so significant to how everything happens here.
Wow. Yeah, I think mixing that culture with Fiji is such a natural, and then doing it on an ATV, it's just such a unique way to do it. Yeah. I guess what's a typical guest reaction after someone experiences Go Dirty Tours for the very first time?
It's wow. It is always wow.
I can say the same.
Yeah, and it's wow to the quads and how comfortable they are. It's wow to the views. It's wow to the people. It's wow to our guides. So we have all local guides who are almost as famous as the company, because they live and breathe it, and they're out there every day sharing what we do and our country and our people, and it's a pretty special experience.
Yeah, I have to say the guides were phenomenal. They really want you to love Fiji as much as they do, and it really shows. We went up into the mountains, we were on the beach, we went everywhere, it seemed like.
It's a good way to cover a lot in a short space of time, for sure.
Now, are there some seasonal changes or different packages based on the different times of the year?
We run everything every day. We don't do our cultural tour on a Sunday just out of respect for the village, but other than that, we've got something happening every day. And the weather changes and we just go with it. So
Yeah.
unless it's a cyclone, we'll be out there doing our thing. But people come prepared knowing that they're going to be out there doing that. So
Well, and I see you have a lot of ATVs.
Yeah.
You can handle groups. You can handle small numbers of people, all sizes, I'm assuming.
Yeah. So we try to keep it's meant to be an intimate and kind of boutique experience, and we want that one-to-one with guides. And so we don't have all of our quads out every single day. We try not to. So we keep it small, but we can accommodate large groups when we need to. Yeah.
And I guess what types of preparations should people make in advance of coming? Because, of course, they need to bring the right thing and be prepared.
Yeah. So the main thing, if you're wanting to drive, you just need to have a driver's license from home, like a normal car license. It doesn't need to be an international license. That's fine. So bring that with you. We ask closed-toe shoes. And other than that, bring a rain jacket if it's looking rainy. Bring sunscreen if it's looking sunny. And just bring your enthusiasm and we'll give you everything else you need. So majority of people who come to us have never been on a quad bike before. So we have, you will have done our test track beforehand to make sure you're comfortable before you go out. And then you go and have fun and learn the rest on the way.
Well, I was a little nervous about getting all my shoes muddy. As you said, closed-toe shoes, I only brought one pair. So I actually brought my water shoes and I felt, hey, that's the perfect way to do it. Convenient ways. Yeah.
Dry off quickly.
Yeah. Made it very easy. Is there one story from guest feedback or some experience that best reflects what you do? Do you have anything that comes to mind that someone has said to you about me?
So someone's probably going to tell me this is a really bad example, but I'm just going to be honest because things do happen on tour. And if we had a flat tire once, and that happens, and we're prepared for it, and we have a plan. But I will distinctly remember it was a family, a mum, dad, and 2 kids, and they were so incredibly great. They loved the tour, but they also loved the opportunity to see. They were just on the side of the road waiting for us to come and fix the issue. Our tour guide was with them. It was all fine. But it was an extra time. They talked, locals came, checked if they needed help. There was all of this interaction there. And the mum came back and she was like, that's such a teachable moment for my kids, was that your tour had a problem, but you had it under control. And it was just became this opportunity that our kids got to meet other kids and had this whole experience. It was nothing part of the tour. And that's what it's all about, is just making the most of whatever comes up and meeting people along the way.
Wow, that's great. And I did see the spare tire on the back of one of the ATVs, and it shows that you're prepared for anything that comes. And it's great that people have an opportunity to make the most of it, and then they get to meet some more local people in the meantime. So wonderful. Well, thank you so much for joining us on the podcast today. It's great to have you with us.
Sanaka bakalovo, as we say, which is thank you very much.
All right. Thanks for tuning in. Discover your next unforgettable journey at farandawaydventures.com. Experience the world differently.